I like Peter's idea of Women's Congress. I always used to tell my students, if I educate a man, I have educated one human being. If I educate a woman, I have educated a whole generation. Because every newborn child is a genius, said Alexis Carrel, only to be converted into an idiot in school, he said. Socrates said, let not my schooling come in the way of my education. The best school for a child is a mother. Right at the time the child is in the womb. Now science tells you that consciousness starts on the day you are made in your mother's womb. And the mother, with the child inside full of consciousness, if she is educated, she can educate the child in turn right from day one. And when the child comes out, for the next 3 or 4 years, when the mother is very close to the child gets education again. And that mother's health is good, the child's health will be good for the rest of the child's life. I want every mother to feed her child. Breastfeeding is the only thing that will give you a very strong immune system for the rest of your life. Breast milk contains so many antibodies. You don't have to vaccinate a child if you feed breast milk every day for the child. How long? I would say as long as you can. 3 years, 4 years, go ahead. 5 years, it doesn't hurt your health either. It's the best family planning method. As long as you feed the child, another child doesn't get formed in the womb. Not giving mother's milk and giving foreign milk, cow's milk or buffalo's milk or goat's milk, you are supplying foreign protein when the child is very young. The body wants to reject it. And all our allergies, all our autoimmune diseases are because we are taking foreign protein. A child which doesn't get mother's milk at all, if the mother is dead, that child gets a peculiar disease which is very commonly seen in Africa, which is called marasmus. The child bloats up and dies very young. But if a child has a poor mother who gives little milk but nothing more, the child gets another disease called kwashiorkor, where the child doesn't have any protein at all. Kwashiorkor in Africa means one who comes after. So the child comes one after another in frequent succession, hardly any breast milk is available for the child. So education of woman brings forth a new generation of healthy world citizens, A. B. An educated world citizens, C. It brings in that commodity called universal compassion. Mother loves the child and conveys that feeling to the child, and that feeling gets ingrained in the child's mind, and the child wants to love everyone. Singh Saab was quoting the Mahabharata, Gita and all. I would also like to tell you something. Indian concept gives us, there's no religion, I'm talking of the Sanatana Dharma, ageless obligation, which says, Paropakarartham idam shariram, you live for others. In modern science, this is a very important concept because we know every human cell loves another human cell. I'll give you an example. If anyone of you get a heart attack now, God forbid, if you don't see a doctor, there's a good chance you will survive. If you don't, you are dead even before you know you have a heart attack. Which 60% of people get a heart attack, die in their sleep instantaneously and without knowing that they had a heart attack. If you get a heart attack and don't see a doctor, 4 things happen in the body. A few cells in the heart die. When they die, the neighboring cells say, oh my God, my friend has died, what do I do? Supposing your neighbor has died, you just don't do anything because you don't want to get involved in the police case. Because all police officers are not like Karthikeyan Saab. But these cells don't worry about police case. They immediately jump and go and occupy the place where the dead cells have been there in the past. It is called cell slipping. See, two processes. Cell death, cell slipping. Now when the cells have slipped out, the cells have mothers called fibroblasts. They hold them. Now the mother says, oh, my son has slipped out. What do I do? So he says, okay, my son must have gone to help somebody. So he requires strength. So it produces more fiber. So fibroblastic proliferation occurs. So beautiful, see? Cell death, cell slipping, fibroblastic proliferation. So they get a good scar, very good scar. Fine? So you have a heart attack, you have a scar, you are recovered. It's called remodeling of the heart. Now let us say the cells in the periphery of the heart, which could not slip there, they feel bad. What have I done? I should also help. They become stronger. They say, let the whole heart become stronger. It's called hypertrophy. So 4 things happen to remodel the heart. Cell death, cell slipping, fibroblastic proliferation, and hypertrophy. So you have a very strong heart. Supposing you come to me, what do? As soon as I see you, I give you an ACE inhibitor and a beta blocker. So I knock off the system which helps this normal formation. Same thing happens in life. Wellness is, do you know what is wellness? Enthusiasm to work. Remember that. Enthusiasm to work and enthusiasm to be compassionate. It's not absence of disease, because as I was telling my friend a little while ago, there isn't anything called absence of disease. All of us have a disease every day. If I can check it. If I can get a total body scanner now and go under that, I might be having several nomenclatures for me. But they don't bother me as long as they don't worry me. So as my predecessor was saying, everything is in the mind. Where is the mind? Never mind. What is matter? No matter. The mind is in every human cell at its subatomic level. So if your cell becomes happy, your mind becomes happy. When you know how to breathe properly, you take a deep and slow breathing, you oxygenate your blood better, and your cell gets better oxygen, cell becomes happy, your mind becomes happy, you become tranquil. Try this next time you are angry against somebody. Let us say your flight last minute is declared to be delayed by 2 hours. You want to kill that lady in the counter at that time. If you check your blood pressure, it is almost in the skies. Absence of disease is not wellness. Because there are people who have disease, not ordinary disease, horrible disease, who have lived well for as long as 3 to 4 decades. Give you one example. Steve Hawking, professor of physics in Cambridge, suffers from a disease which I as a doctor shudder to think of it. It's called amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. According to my textbook, the diagnosis of amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, the patient will be dead in 2 years' time. 42 years this man has been doing phenomenal work in theoretic physics, writing books, lecturing, teaching in Cambridge and doing research. Because he has a healthy mind. What is that? Enthusiasm to work and enthusiasm to be compassionate. So friends, we will now connect wellness to women. If women are educated, women are well, the future generation becomes well, the future generation becomes educated, and future leaders become educated, and future bureaucrats become educated. And this whole world will be a happy place to live in. When we hate each other, we are unwell. Did you know that? If you hate anyone, you are not well at all. Because hating is alien to human normal cell. Cell loves another cell. Actually, cell loves another cell of another human being also. Thank to God and nature that we have an immune system. Otherwise today, in this Wellness Women's Congress, we would have all been one mass of cells called syncytium. Did you know that? Our cells attract one another so much. That's why if you sit by the side of good people like Madam Minister and Karthikeyan, I get all their good leptococcus and I become a better human being.